A round of applause for the team from Real Food Wythenshawe, please.
Thank you very much. Can everybody hear us okay? Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Okay, I'll just introduce myself. I'm Sean Gagey and I work for Wythenshawe Community Housing Group. I'm representing the Real Food team today. The ladies who actually normally do the Real Food team are having a day off. They're prepping for Wythenshawe Games, which is happening next week. So I'll introduce, this is Rana. She's one of my glamorous assistants that'll be helping me this afternoon. She is. And this is Karen.
Hello.
So she'll also be helping me. What we're going to do, we're going to be doing a round from plot to plate. So we want to cook something that's really easy, that we can pick from the garden, put into a pan and enjoy straight away. Now the thing I'm cooking will take slightly longer than 20 minutes, so we have pre-prepared as they do on Blue Peter. So we'll have plenty to go around for people and taste for everyone. Any questions so far? What we're going to cook, that'd be good, wouldn't it? We're going to be doing a frittata, which is like an omelette basically. But we're going to be doing it with cherry tomatoes, which we've got a glut of at the moment in the garden. Spinach, again, loads of spinach that we can be picking, and I've chosen ricotta cheese to go with that as well. So 3 things that'll be going into the frittata, and it's really easy to make on a nice summer's evening. And we're going to be accompanying that with some fresh pesto. Because again, I don't know if you visited our garden over at the Real Foods and Receipt College stand over there, but we've got an edible wall. And on that wall we've got lots of fresh herbs. We're going to be using basil for the pesto this afternoon. Okay, so I'm just going to start by putting some oil in the pan.
While you're cooking,
yes.
let's start off by talking about your mad chickens.
My mad chickens.
Yeah.
Has anybody got chickens? Yeah? Good experiences with them? Yeah? I've got 9 quite happy hens back at my house. They're in a run called the Feathers. So I was waiting this morning to bring the eggs along, because at about 5 to 9 I was due to, well it was 5 to 8, so I was due to set off at 8 o'clock so I could meet these ladies here. And about 5 to 8 I still only had 5 eggs laid. So I was like that to the girls, come on, get laying. Anyway, there was one in the run when I went back down, she was laying, but this particular chicken, she is a bit feisty. She's gone a bit, sounds a bit weird, but she's gone bald. A bit like me really, she looks like me but she's a chicken. Anyway, so she gets a bit angry with you when you try and take the egg off her. So I did go in, she bit me a few times, but we finally got the 6 eggs that we need for today. So they are fresh eggs, laid this morning.
You were laying eggs yesterday, weren't you, Sean? Worried about this?
I was laying eggs yesterday, worried about this as well. So what I'm doing now is, the base of this is like just frying off some onions, so you just fry them off for 5 minutes, let them go a little bit brown, a little bit caramelised, and it adds a load of nice flavour to the dish.
Sean, talk about, you've not fully talked about this chicken and how it was bullied by the rest of the chickens, but now it's top dog.
So the people who've got chickens, you know about the pecking order thing? So this bald chicken, she was bald for a reason. She used to be picked on, but she's really picked herself up. She has now, she is now the top dog in the chicken run. I think she was that bored of being picked on, because the reason she went bald is because the other chickens were pecking her head all the time. So she's become quite aggressive as a result, but she's still lovely. I wouldn't get rid of her.
So should we talk? We've talked about the chickens now. What about talking about what's closer to home to us with our Real Food project, our Plot 281? We won gold for our A Taste of Wythenshawe garden. The fantastic story about the garden is it initially got off the ground with us talking with Receipt College about our aspirations for the area of Wythenshawe. In the past it's had a lot of bad press, but now it's an absolute up-and-coming, thriving community. So we started on this project. So we've got an initiative within Wythenshawe Community Housing Group called Turnaround, and basically what we've done is we've brought together ex-offenders out of the judicial system and got them to work with the group, and they've gone into employment with the group, they are apprentices with the group, and they supported Receipt in building the garden. And the great story that sits behind it is once the show is actually over on Sunday, the garden's going to be actually transported to Wythenshawe Park, so it's going to be more of a lasting legacy for the people of Wythenshawe. So next week we've got the huge Wythenshawe Games in Wythenshawe. It's free to come, it's there for a whole week, so come down and see us, and you'll be able to see the garden how it is now, and hopefully it re-established in Wythenshawe Park, in the same as it does look now. Fingers crossed, because absolute expertise to do that.
Okay, so the onions are nearly done, and what I'll be doing in a minute is putting the tomatoes in with that. My glamorous assistant Karen, she's whisking up the 6 eggs that we've waited for this morning. This is Mia, by the way. I didn't introduce Mia before. Mia is Rana's daughter, so she is also another assistant that I've got on stage. Would you be really kind, and would you start picking those basil leaves for me and putting them in a bowl, please? So, who grows their own? Who's into grow your own? Yeah? I don't like talking about myself, but did anybody see the Big Allotment Challenge? Yeah, I went on week 1. I was the guy. Yeah, I'm the guy who made the horrendous bouquet, and also the tomato jam that you couldn't get out of the jar. I have got samples if you'd like to try some, but that was me. But one thing about why I went onto the show in the first place is because I absolutely love to garden, and above all else I love to grow my own. And I've got like a normal suburban semi-detached, and it's quite a long garden, but a lot of it's in shade, so I've only got a small area where I can actually get busy with it and start growing some veg. But I do love the satisfaction of going out and picking those veggies on a summer's night. I think there's nothing better. When you can take it and shove it straight into a pan like this and use it, it's brilliant. So what we're going to be doing with in a minute with the basil is putting it into blender the blender. Now, just a bit of a health and safety warning. This is my blender from home, and in between leaving the house this morning and getting on this stage, we've somehow mislaid the thing that goes in the middle there. So, if you've got an umbrella in the front rows, I'd suggest put it up as we put the blender on.
I have got a use today, though, Sean.
You have?
Thank you.
You have? You've also whisked the eggs beautifully. Could you put some salt and pepper in there, please?
Fell down on that one.
You did.
Sean, why do you call it Brenda the Blender?
Because it
Any
rhymes.
reason?
It rhymes.
Oh, it just said it rhymes.
There's no reason for it. So what I'm doing now with these tomatoes, I'll literally just be in here for a minute or two, just to start to soften, they'll start to split a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll turn off the heat on this actual pan, which I can do now. This again, it's just 100 grams pre-washed spinach. So this is just going to go straight in here. Just let that wilt down just for a minute. The heat of the pan will naturally wilt that down. I need some of these basil leaves as well, just a handful of basil leaves. Mia, keep picking please. So they'll just wilt down in that pan for the time being.
It's very healthy this, Sean, isn't it?
It is. It's not the only. I'd say the only thing that isn't healthy in this dish is the ricotta cheese. But you can put as little or as much of that as you like into the dish. I did it for my mum the other week, and she came to the house and she was like, I gave her a taster. I said, try that. And she's like, oh, what's this custardy stuff on top? So I said, it's not bloody custard, mother, it's ricotta cheese. But she really enjoyed it anyway. It is nice, it is tasty. The one that we've got is cold, but it is the type of dish that you can do in advance. You can put it in a picnic basket and you can take it with you anywhere. Now in typical style, they've not wilted down as much as they usually do, but what you do now is just pour all of the veg into a greased tray.
Anyway, let's talk a bit about real food, because we are the stepping representatives today. So real food is also an initiative that's within Wythenshawe Community Housing Group, and basically we got a £1 million big lottery funding to support the scheme, and what it's going to run over a 5-year period. I think we're in year 2 at the moment, And what that does is it's about encouraging people to get to the basics of getting back to cooking. So as the t-shirt says, Sean, grow it, cook it and eat it.
Grow it, cook it, eat it.
Because I'm sure
exactly like what we're doing now.
I'm sure they agree over the years, people, you know, because fast food and just the fast-paced life that we're living, people don't cook as much as they used to do. So it's about doing lots of, we've got 7 flagship projects within the scheme, which encourages the people within Shore to grow their own food, to cook it and eat it. We have an impressive geodome that we've just built as well, which is similar to the Eden project. So, you know, if anybody wants to make contact with us to, you know, discuss what our projects are at the moment within that scheme, you're more than welcome to. So that tied in, we thought it would tie in really well with Real Food and the project that they're running with the garden, because we've got the edible wall, and basically it's an entire garden that you can actually eat, you know, straight to the plate. So all kind of conjoined into each other, it works well.
Okay, so what we've done now is we've put all of the veg that we've had in the pan into the greased roasting tray. I've just put on top of it 6 blobs of ricotta cheese, but again, if you want a bit more, you can go mad if you want to. If you're watching your waistlines, don't put as much on. And then the 6 eggs that have been beaten, salt and pepper in there, just pour over the top. And then what we'll do in a second, when this goes in the oven, is we will do the pesto. So Karen, do you want to start getting the basil leaves into the blender, please? This is just going into an oven that's 200 on an electric oven. I think it's about 4 in a gas oven. But I have electric at home, so if you want to do the conversion, I'd check that, because I've never done it in a gas oven. I'll be honest. Is it 6? Oh, gas mark 6 or 200 in an electric oven. Thank you. Yeah. So what we're doing now is these pine nuts, just normal pine nuts. What I did last night with them, I just toasted them slightly in a frying pan, a dry frying pan, just to get them toasted up a bit. I just bought a bag from the supermarket, split some off to bring with me today. Good couple of handfuls of basil leaves, put some pine nuts in. Again, if you're growing your own garlic, a couple of cloves of garlic, you can just chuck them in the blender full. I like lots of garlic, so I put 3 cloves in. Oh, Karen, my glamorous assistant, could you cut a lemon please for me? Just a wedge please. And again, in pesto, you put some Parmesan cheese. So again, this is fresh grated Parmesan cheese, and there's a wasp in the sink. Oh, anyway, so that goes in there. A good glug of olive oil. I'm one of those people that doesn't really measure stuff, so give it a try. If it needs more oil, you'll know when you blend it. If it's quite stodgy, put a bit more in. Squeeze a lemon, that's enough. And some pepper and salt. So, health and safety warning, people in the front row, this could go terribly wrong. I will put my hand over it, I won't just let it. You might need to give it a shake to get it going, but it will blend up, trust me. I'll take it off and give it a bit of a shake, it does blend up.
Am I right in thinking you have prepared one earlier anyway?
Yes, I have prepared one earlier anyway.
That is good.
It will do. Wait. Oh no, it's broken. I'm after a job as a professional chef. You think I'll get one? You see, it's working. And now the wasp has come to the jug. What I might do is put some more oil in there. There is a blade in it, honestly. I actually bought this blender from the big allotment. It's cursed, you see. It did this to me on there as well when I was trying to make... No, not tomato jam. I was making rhubarb and custard curd, and that went wrong as well. So basically, that might need a bit more oil, but that's the general idea of getting the pesto made. I will put some more oil in it so you can try some. And then, so what we've got now is, when you've done that in the oven, the frittata, for about 20 minutes, here's one I prepared earlier. This is cold, so that's what it comes out looking like. And you can have that straight away hot if you wanted to, with salad for your tea. But it's really good to take on a picnic, and you can have it cold. And we've got samples for you to try. So my glamorous assistants again will be coming round with the samples for you to try. We've also got pesto here, which was made using red basil, bizarrely. Now I use red basil thinking I'll use red basil because it'll look purple in the pot, and it was purple last night when I made it. You're probably thinking, where the hell did they get this guy from? But anyway, it was purple last night when I made it, and I put it in the fridge and it's turned green overnight. So it's had some sort of reaction, but I don't know what, but it still tastes perfectly fine. So.
And if you do want to find out more about the project, we're on stand 281.
Yes.
And we've got leaflets at the front of the stage and on the stand. Lots about real food and about the garden itself.
So that's our
Anyone brave enough?
quick cookery demonstration. Has anybody got any questions before we finish? No? None at all? Thank God. Oh, go with your mic. Go, run with your mic.
How long did you cook it for?
Oh, in the oven. Oh, we did it for 25 minutes. Don't worry, honestly, it's fine.
Sean, what did you fry the onions in? This lady's asking.
Extra virgin olive oil. Only the finest. Any other questions before we go? No? Oh, lady at the back.
How much did it cost to produce, Sean, the dish? Well, your eggs are free.
My eggs were free. If you're going to be making it, how much it cost you to actually go out and buy the ingredients? So you need a bag of cherry tomatoes, that'll probably cost you about £1. Half a dozen eggs. What's the half a dozen eggs? I haven't bought eggs for so long, I don't know. About £1 again? A couple of quid?
Yeah, about £1.
So £3 for that. Parmesan cheese, that's quite dear, a couple of quid for your parmesan. But you could use it again in something else because you won't use it all in this. And a basil plant and some spinach. I'd reckon about £6. To be completely honest with you, that's about it. And the ricotta cheese, let's add another quid on there. £7.
But of course, if you're growing your own, it's a lot cheaper.
It was, because all the tomatoes and onions and stuff come out of my garden at home for this. They were phoning me yesterday, said, you need to go and prepare all this, you know, you need to go and chop it all up and pick it all, don't you? So I'm like, right, do I? So anyway, I did that last night. So it is cheap if you grow your own. Any more questions before we go? No?
Did you enjoy the show?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Ladies and gents, I've been demming a long time and doing these things a long time. You may have just witnessed the new Keith Floyd.
Without the
those
wine.
of us that are old enough to remember the Galloping Gourmet, something like that. So,
have I just been insulted?
it's a testament to your humour and personality, sure.
All right, thank you.
All I can say, you know, it is about real people making real food, having a few real issues and getting through it. And that's what cooking's about, isn't it? We all make little mistakes, we all have little issues. Enjoy your cooking, that's what these people are all about. Just one more time, big round of applause for the guys.
Thank you.